You think you have one mind, one brain, one system that controls everything. But what if your body is far more intelligent than you have ever been taught? What if you don't have just one mind, but multiple? Now, this may sound strange, but stay with this because this changes how you understand yourself. Your body is not just a collection of organs, it is a network of intelligence. Different systems, different centers, each processing information, each responding to life in its own way. Now, science has already shown us that your brain is not the only place where intelligence exists. Your heart has its own neural network. Your gut has its own nervous system, often called the second brain. Now imagine this: if your heart can think and your gut can feel, then intelligence is not centralized, it is distributed. Now take this one step further. Your body has multiple energy centers, points where energy flows, is processed, and is expressed. Now traditionally these are known as chakras, but don't get caught in the labels. Focus on the function because each center is like a mini brain, a processing unit handling specific aspects of your life. Now let us explore this. At the base of your body, you have a center connected to survival, safety, security, basic needs. Now when this center is activated, your focus is on staying alive, avoiding danger, protecting yourself. Now move slightly up. Another center connected to emotions, pleasure, pain, relationship. Now here, you experience attachment, connection, desire. Now move higher, a center connected to power, control, identity, your sense of self, your position in the world. Now imagine this: if most of your energy is stuck in these lower centers, what kind of life will you experience? A survival driven life, focused on fear, attachment, control. Now let us move higher, a center connected to the heart, love, compassion, connection, beyond self. Now energy begins to expand. You move beyond survival into relationship, into empathy, into openness. Now higher still, a center connected to expression, communication, truth. Now you begin to express who you are freely, authentically. Now move even higher, a center connected to intuition, insight, awareness. Now you begin to see beyond logic, beyond what is obvious. Now finally a center connected to pure consciousness, connection to something greater. Now imagine this entire system, energy moving from survival to creation, from contraction to expansion, from fear to awareness. Now this is not just a spiritual idea, this is a functional model, because your life experiences depends on where your energy is. Now think about your daily life. If you are constantly worried about survival, money, security, what center is active? The lower ones. If you are constantly dealing with emotions, drama, relationships, what center is active? The emotional center. If you are focused on control, status, validation, what center is active? The power center. Now this is where most people live, in the lower centers, recycling the same patterns again and again and again. Now this is why life feels repetitive, because your energy is not moving, it is stuck. Now imagine something different. You begin to shift your energy from survival to the heart, from fear to love, from control to expression, from reaction to awareness. What happens? Your entire experience changes because now you are operating from a different level, a different mind, a different intelligence. Now, this is the deeper truth. You don't just have one mind, you have multiple centers of awareness, and depending on which center is active, you experience a different reality. Now, this is why sometimes you feel one way and other times completely different, because different centers are active. Now, the question is, are you aware of this or are you reacting unconsciously? Because if you are not aware, your energy stays where it is and your life stays the same. Now, this is the real work, to become aware of where your energy is, to notice your state, your emotions, your patterns, and then to consciously shift to move your energy upward towards expansion, towards awareness, towards creation. Now, this is not about rejecting the lower centers. They are necessary. They keep you alive, they ground you, but they are not the destination. They are the starting point. Now imagine this, you learn to move your energy, you learn to shift your focus, you learn to activate higher centers. What happens? You experience more clarity, more connection, more creativity, more freedom. Now, this is where transformation becomes real, because now you are not stuck in one way of being. You can move, you can adapt, you can evolve. Now, this is the final understanding. Your body is not just physical, it is intelligent, layered, dynamic. And the more aware you become, the more control you gain. Not over the outside world, but over your internal state. And when your internal state changes, your experience changes, because your life is not just happening, it is being processed through these centers, through these minds, through these level of awareness. So the real question is, where is your energy right now? And is that the place you want to live from?